What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're back with another Destiny 2 video, and in this one we're going to speak about, well, a handful of different things, but it all relates to the content roadmap for the next couple of months, the lead up to Frontiers, incoming updates, and things to be aware of as we head towards the next expansion. That does include content which will be taken out of the game, and essentially stuff that has limited remaining availability. We know about a couple of items on that front. We'll speak about Frontiers or Apollo as well, and things which may be worth prepping. Bunch of speak about a couple of things linked to that, and we'll talk about the next major update and some things worth getting done now, especially ahead of Rite of the Nine. So really an overview of things to expect and to be aware of as we move through the next few weeks. Next up though, a word from today's sponsor. I've personally been focusing on getting better sleep a lot recently, and many of us struggle with it, especially because the world today is hyper-stimulating and stressful, and that's why the video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. Their mission is to improve all kinds of sleep, whether it's deep sleep, regular naps, or rest with their range of leading sleep masks. Like I said, I can relate to this because days often start very early and can end pretty late, and between work, the kids, and everything else going on in life, it's normal to spend a lot of the day feeling pretty tired, but for some reason I still find it difficult to sleep, so I was eager to try the Manta Sleep Mask sound, and this is a highly adjustable, very comfortable sleep mask with a 100% blackout and cooling perforated foam, which makes it genuinely very comfortable. And one of the other awesome features about this is that it has Bluetooth audio built in, so if like me you sleep a lot better when you listen to a podcast or music to help forget about everything else going on, then this is a brilliant feature. And on top of that, Manta Sleep have an additional range of cool eye cups which help to alleviate eye irritation, sinus pressure, and can even ward off mild headaches to help you get the best rest possible. So if you have issues sleeping or are bothered by light and noise, then I totally recommend that you check out Manta Sleep, and you can see their awesome range of products by following the link in description and pinned comment below. Plus, if you use code Houndish, you'll get 10% off your order in the store, so don't miss out on it. All of the details and links are down below, and thanks to Manta Sleep for sponsoring the video. Firstly, we have spoken about this a couple of times, but to reiterate, the next couple of updates for Destiny 2. Firstly, on April 22nd, we should get a patch for Heresy, and the main change we know about at the moment is that Bungie are looking to tackle an issue where some of the Dreadnought's collectibles are not currently available. I'm not sure exactly what those collectibles actually are, but Bungie have clarified that on 22nd of this month they will become available, and presumably we're going to have to do some more hunting in the Nether if you're a player who wants to pick up the Heretic title in particular. So that's the first thing. And another quick mention on that front, Bungie have said on April 16th, game services could be impacted as they do some background maintenance in preparation for what is assumed to be that update, that is update 8255. So just an additional thing to be aware of there. After that, the next update will be May 6th. And Bungie previously spoke about a late season refresh. I believe they plan to update a couple of reward related things. On top of that though, they've said there'll be a slight sandbox tuning update, and we'll see heavy metal arrive to the game, which will be an interesting new PvP dynamic, plus Rite of the Nine will drop then as well. Between now and then, of course, we can anticipate getting more details about Rite of the Nine, but one thing which obviously seems to be linked to this are the Curio of the Nine materials that we can get from a bunch of the seasonal challenges. So presumably, earning all of those will be an investment that pays off once Rite of the Nine turns up, so if you want to be ready for that, it is worth grabbing all of those now, ahead of the event actually starting. And something else that we now know will be happening on the same day is the reveal event for the Edge of Fate, which is the actual name for codename Apollo. So at first there was some confusion that this might be Rite of the Nine itself. That isn't the case. This is actually the next expansion for the game. So kind of like what we saw with Into the Light, Bungie revealed that alongside a bunch of new information regarding the final shape. And this time around, 1 hour before the launch of Rite of the Nine, we'll get our first look at the next expansion, and that will lead straight into the dungeon event itself. Obviously, the Nine are going to be linked with this expansion in particular, and there's loads of speculation about the image Bungie provide as well. Obviously, we are going to a new destination, or at least that's what Bungie indicated. So are we looking at a sun in the background there, or perhaps a black hole? There are a few ideas roaming around in the community at the moment about it, and either way, this is going to be a very big moment, as it will be our first look at actual content for the upcoming release, and of course, we'll probably get a release date then as well. So when you consider we also will get the content update for Rite of the Nine, it'll be a very busy day, and additionally, given that we've heard about reported pre-order items for this expansion, like New Land Beyond, as well as a new emblem, Ghost Shell, and additional items, it's quite possible that they'll be loaded in with the update that has Rite of the Nine, given that this will now be announced. So it feels like it's been a long wait, but soon enough, it'll be over, and we'll finally have a good idea about the next major content drop. Otherwise, as Bungie discussed last week, there was speculation after they said that Frontiers will be later in 2025. They did clarify and at least confirm that it will still be dropping in the summer, so for the moment this still aligns with the original roadmap that Bungie gave us. Of course, it will be important because Bungie originally gave us a bunch of their aspirations to update kind of systems in the game, so that refers to next-gen armor, the portal system which will replace the Director, new plans for playlists and a bunch of other things like that. Obviously, those are good quality of life updates, potentially, but otherwise, in terms of actual new content, details have been non-existent, outside of Bungie teasing that we're going to get a funky, music-themed sparrow, as well as ornaments for particular exotics, like this one for Wormgod Caress. So, a couple of very small teasers, really, but of course we want to know what the actual content is. And now it's also leading to additional questions, like, will bounties carry over to Frontiers? Predictably, Bungie don't give us a clear answer at this point. They said maybe, maybe not. But I've no doubt there are some absolute fanatics that already plan on doing prep for the upcoming expansion. So of course, if you do want to hold on to bounties, that is an option, but we certainly can't say for sure whether it will actually be a valuable time investment. In terms of content cycling in and out of the game, we're assuming that most of the episode content from this year will be removed as we normally see at the launch of the next expansion. One thing which absolutely has been confirmed to be going away is the Legend title and the content from the 10th anniversary of Destiny that we got shortly after the final shape. So Bungie said the Legend title will be available until Apollo ships in 2025. So if you're planning to catch up on any of that stuff, it'll be worth doing in the next couple of months. Further on the subject of prep though, in the final shape year, Bungie have relied on Master Raoul to deliver new exotic armor, so that was the case in the expansion itself and in the episodes that actually got new exotic armor. Again, it's entirely possible that this will change with the next expansion, but another component that some folks are probably thinking about is holding on to exotic engrams if you currently have no use for them. On the subject of specifically episode-focused content though, obviously if you want to earn any of the weapons that have come out this year, whether it's Echoes, Revenant, or Heresy stuff, while it may be possible that they come back in the future, obviously it's far easier to earn them right now if you want to carry them forward into whatever happens next. So that applies to both legendaries, but also the exotics, whether it's the Choir of One, Slayer's Fang, or indeed Barrow Dyad, initial acquisition, and of course all of the upgrades for them, will certainly be changing in Frontiers. What we've seen in the past is that the exotic missions get added to the Rotator. I would anticipate we're still going to be able to earn them, but if you don't want to have to deal with any lockouts or rotations down the road in order to get them, that's another thing that can be done right now, ahead of the actual expansion. Otherwise, Bungie have specifically said that they don't have any plans to tackle vault space in the first expansion of 2025, so while that could change, I certainly wouldn't anticipate that the vault will be expanded or anything. So they did add that they are looking at solutions to vault issues in the game in general to potentially drop in the second expansion of this Destiny year, which currently is slated for winter of 2025. So the only advice for now is maybe a little vault cleaning session if you get the time in the next few weeks, especially given that Heresy, with its varying different rarities of weapons and all the adepts and stuff, as well as Rite of the Nine actually being pretty similar from what Bungie have said, we're going to get adept versions, as well as standard drops, and given that crafting hasn't been a focus recently, most of us who haven't been clearing out vault space have got a pretty messy situation at the moment, certainly the case for me, so only other bit of advice, clean out your damn vault, of course if you want to. If you don't, then don't worry about it. So there we go, I didn't really want this to be a prep video. Players really know the score at this point, with the potential ways to prep for upcoming content drops. Plus, there's quite a few changeable elements here with Frontiers, given that this is supposed to rework a whole lot of core systems in the game. So, like we've discussed, how that will affect vaults, storing bounties, engrams, and all that kind of stuff is a little bit up in the air until Bungie give us further details. So, that's the first thing, but as a general overview of what's coming next and some things to think about, I hope the video has at least been interesting. And I'm just as desperate as you guys to get some information about Frontiers. So when that does happen, I'll be straight in the feed with those details. And if you want to keep up to date, get subscribed and hit the notification bell. Otherwise, share any thoughts you have on Destiny at the moment and the upcoming content. But otherwise, I very much appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.